We're on.
All right. I'd like to welcome you to the Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting for Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021. As always, you can reach us through Zoom. Meeting ID at 956-274-8536. With that, I'll go ahead and go to the consent agenda items.
We have the regular meeting minutes from February 16th, 2021, work session minutes from February 16th, 2021 regarding general fund cash flow analysis, and the work session minutes from February 17th, which is the meeting with Truesdale.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
It was Alderman Dyer, seconded by Alderman Schultz. Is that correct? Roll call vote.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next on the agenda, we'll be hearing from the public. Do we have anything, Melody or Brandy?
I do not.
I don't have anybody either.
Excellent. Next, we'll be hearing from the Board of Aldermen. Anybody have any comments?
Just like to say kudos to our park staff. I was out there at Dyer Park with my grandkids on Saturday, and it's lovely. I wish more people would take advantage of the parks, although on Saturday Dyer Park was full of people. There were people playing tennis, kids on the playground, there were people grilling. So I'm really happy to see that. And also I hope that there were a lot of good comments that were made regarding our police department and the CALEA survey that took place yesterday. So I hope that goes well for everyone. So that's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you. Anyone else? Not seeing anybody. We'll move. I just appreciate how much when I was driving around town this weekend with my wife. I know there's been a lot of cinders and what be it put out, but I think a lot of the citizens have been cleaning up, and I know my neighborhood and a couple other neighborhoods, I saw people out sweeping, picking things up, and not complaining, but just, you know, I think they were appreciative of the way the city got us through the snow and ice. But you know, I think in years past, I've always received complaints about, well, the city's putting it down, why aren't they cleaning it up? And this year is one of the years I have, and I think people are just happy to get outside and be outside. But I think they're appreciative of how we've handled it. I've never gotten as many compliments as I did this last snowstorm that we had. So I just appreciate it. Next, we'll have the Main Street Festival event, the Food Fest. Is there someone from the WDA that's here to speak or not?
Stacy, are you on here?
No big deal. She's not. We can,
She was going to join us,
okay.
but you're on here.
But it just may be a connection issue. I know some people were having connection issues the other day too. So
We can go ahead and Melody start presenting it, and I can see if if she'll answer me.
okay.
Okay, so my report is in the Dropbox for everybody. We had received the application on February the 11th. Deposit check was also received, and a drawing was submitted that included the application in the street closure areas. All the requirements have been met. This was presented to the police department, who was approved it on February 16th. The Public Works approved it on February the 5th, and the Grounds and Maintenance approved it on February the 17th. And this is a WDA sponsored event, therefore it's not going to be reviewed by the WDA. And city staff recommends approval of this event. It's the Fruling Fest, which will take place June 12th, 2021. And it's from 4 to 8 in the afternoon, I guess is a good way to put it. The street closure will be from 3 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Any questions on the application of the process that we presented before us? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Main Street Festival event permit for Fruling Fest.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Dyer, second by Alderman Miller. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next, we'll hear from City Administrator Terry Thorne.
My first item for you is discussion related to truck parking along the exit ramps. I know we've been talking about this for a very long period of time. In fact, shortly after the new interchange was completed, we recognize this is a problem. There is a new traffic engineer in the Northeast District at MoDOT. And we have finally been able to make contact and actually get some positive response related to this. So MoDOT owns the right of way at the ramps. And so they would be the ones who would install and maintain no parking signs in that area. In order for them to be able to enforce something related to that, the city would need to pass an ordinance establishing those as no parking zones, so that our police department as well as the highway patrol would be able to take enforcement actions there. And Mr. Bruner at MoDOT has been in contact with the highway patrol, and they have said that they would help with enforcement if the signs are put up there. The only issue that I foresee, and it may not be an issue, but I think you need to be aware, is that the MoDOT Maintenance Department has some concern about maintaining and keeping signs up in that area. Apparently, truck enforcement of parking many times results in signs being knocked down or run over. He says that is not uncommon. And so they want us to be aware that if it becomes a maintenance headache, then they would need to reevaluate at that point to determine whether or not we were getting the results that we want. Purely me reading between those lines says, if it becomes a maintenance issue, that they might approach the city for some kind of financial support to help pay for the cost of those signs or getting them replaced, or whatever they might run into that is the issue that's created by the no parking signs out there. So I think we just need to be aware of that. And if we are still good with that and we still desire to make those ramps no parking, then we need to just have our city attorney put together an ordinance that we can pass and share signs out there.
Terry, my understanding that this became an issue at one time, not so much because of safety, but because trucks were pulling off the asphalt and creating huge ruts on the side of the road. And so I'm wondering if the state has the same concern about maintenance with the ruts as they do with the signs.
I can't answer that question, although there was no mention of maintaining of the ruts. I honestly believe that whatever maintenance is done out there, it has pretty much been our grounds and maintenance staff who have handled that, because we are mowing, not the ramp portion, but we are doing all of the mowing and upkeep, in the roundabouts and all of that situation. So there has been no mention of that at all.
guess my concern, Terry, is that if they're running over the signs and there's, you're allowed to park there, perhaps we need to have no parking there. If they're running over signs, I don't know. I don't understand their point, but that's MoDOT. So.
Well, from my perspective, I think it's probably a good idea to do that. You know, when you pull off on a ramp, and I travel the interstate quite a bit, I think it's more comfortable pulling off when there's not trucks sitting next on the shoulder on the ramps. I think it just makes it look more appealing. You know, you drive up and down 70, and I mean, there's places in the evenings where you see trucks pulled over, but it's not necessarily in the metropolitan area. You don't see that around Columbia. You don't see that around other communities. You do see it occasionally, you know, when it's someplace way out in the middle of nowhere where trucks pulled off. I mean, I would be supportive of us putting up a no parking signs on the ramps.
I
And there
agree. We have
are-
viable truck stops close by where they can get off, so they don't need to be parking on our off ramps.
Well, I think the issue though, Cheryl, is if you drive by most of the rest areas early in the morning, those things are packed. I mean, literally packed. There's trucks on the ramps, there's trucks everywhere. So
Oh, I
clearly,
understand that.
pardon me?
But now you have a huge truck plaza at, is it High Hill? Where they put the new,
New
one.
Florence,
They-
New
yeah,
Florence, New Loves.
in New
Yeah.
Florence, they've got the
It's full too,
Love,
Shirley.
there's one at Pendleton. I mean,
Well-
there's enough truck plazas, I think, that those guys, they know where they are. They don't
Well,
need.
and I think we're we're all on the same page. I think everybody's supporting the
Yes,
truck signs. So, I mean,
yes.
but is there anybody who doesn't support moving forward with trying to look at an ordinance for that?
I don't have a problem supporting it, but being an ex-truck driver, I know what them guys are up against. And there are a lot of times in the middle of the night, you're out of hours, there's no place to park. These places are loaded full, tight. Just so you got a ramp. That's all you can do, or keep driving and get arrested
No,
or have an accident.
I will say this. Let me say it from a law enforcement perspective. Park truck on the side is a hazard of a possible accident for any sleepy driver or anybody who unfortunately is out there with a drinking or driving while intoxicated. We've worked too many fatalities on that level too. That wasn't a truck driver's fault, but it caused traumatic issues for the truck driver who was parked and sleeping. It just, yeah, I think the side of the road is not the place for the truck, in my opinion.
I would agree. I just wish they had more places for them to park.
I agree with you, Bob. I wish there was a safe place.
Because there's so many trucks out there now, there are not enough facilities to park them all in.
And to what Bob's saying, I agree, because the truck driver's trying to do what's right and trying to do what's within the law of hours. But you're right. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of spots. But is there anybody who disagrees with?
It's not a matter of cheating on a logbook these days either, because they're watching it all from upstairs.
Sure, they are. They GPS it. Is there anybody who disagrees? Any Alderman?
No.
Terry, I think it's safe to go ahead and move forward.
Okay, thank you. And that's really all I have this evening. Thank you. Just a reminder, we start at 8:30 on Friday morning.
9 o'clock, right?
8:30.
Eight
The
thirty.
coffee. You will have coffee ready at 8:30.
There will be coffee, yes. And breakfast of some sort. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All right, next we'll hear from Director of Operations, Brandy Walters.
Good evening. I don't really have a whole lot for you. I just wanted to show the general public the picture for the Feed Your Neighbor that we've put in. We partnered with NECAC for them to fill us. I did get a confirmation from NECAC that it is filled and she will keep it filled. She has taken donations for anything to go in there, non-perishable, of course, and they're going to keep it filled. It's out by our drop box on the side of the building.
And we have, again, Terry, or Brandy, we have to bring things into you. We do not stock the box, right?
No, you bring it to
Okay.
kneecap.
Oh, to kneecap.
Take it to kneecap. Okay.
Okay.
Take it to me.
I know I
Okay.
personally mentioned something on a comment on Facebook, that it's not anything more than we're trying to keep things safe and from one direction being stopped.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Brandy, I do have a quick question. Was she
Sure.
impressed with what Brad built?
She was. She really likes it. They were very happy with it.
I don't know if you guys remember that old box, but that was one of the things that we thought about when this happened. We're like,
Yeah.
Brad could build something really neat here.
Yeah.
You did a great job. And that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Dana Blaska.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Tonight, you have in front of you a list of claims for your approval. The claims total $286,510.28. Was there any questions or discussion regarding anything on that list?
Can you mention that amount again?
Certainly. $286,510.28.
Thank you.
I have a question, Dana.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
Pace Construction, $184,282. Is that multiple projects that they?
They are working on 2 projects currently in the city, 2 large projects, yes.
I'm sorry, I got interrupted for just a second. I did not hear the response, Dana. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. Pace Construction is currently working on 2 large sewer-related projects, sewer line projects here in the city. So that total dollar amount is related to those 2 projects.
Oh, okay. My only question, and Dana, this probably is not for you, it might maybe more for Guy, but why was the well 5 abandonment so expensive? Was that because they had to pull out the old pump? I guess I was just surprised that this was over $12,000 to abandon the pump.
He can kind of help you on that. Usually when they abandon them, because we had to do one at the new pool park, they have to fill that pipe with like concrete or something so that it can never be used and cap it off.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Thanks, Nick.
I was like, I just turned off the light.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other questions on the accounts payable? With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $274,287.29.
No, Mayor, it's $286,510.28.
Yes, $286,510.28. My fault. I stand corrected.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Deloy. Roll call vote.
Alderman Crump,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes,
Alderman Ock, Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Miller,
Yes.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Is that all you have, Dana?
Yes, Susan and I will do the financials at the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Next, we'll hear from Aquatics Director Lisa Kramer.
Good evening. You should have in front of you the aquatic report for February. Does anybody have any questions for that? I also want to let everybody know, in lieu of the Easter egg hunt this year, we're going to have a socially distant extravaganza carnival on Saturday, March 27th. It will be a drive-through carnival. We're inviting the community to come to the pool park parking lot and stay in their cars and participate in carnival games from their car windows. They'll get to win their Easter egg prizes there. There'll be some gift certificates and other prizes that they can win. We'll have a stilt walker and a unicyclist roaming the parking lot to entertain as they wait their turn for the carnival games. So I am still looking for volunteers to help with traffic flow and run the carnival games. For anybody who is interested in doing some volunteering. Otherwise, it's posted on the website and Facebook to register for the events, and we hope that everybody will come out and participate.
You're doing such a great job trying to drag me into things. I am so proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Appreciate it. Well, with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Would you get a second, Melody?
Alderman Miller,
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Majority rules. We are so adjourned. Thank you, folks.
All right.